Welcome to CPS360. I'm Savannah Singletary.
And I'm Audrey Roloff.
The holidays bring lots of excitement and events to Columbia. One event that has traditionally taken place is the Living Windows in downtown Columbia. Our Ben Elmore was there to capture the experience.
As the holiday season begins, downtown Columbia comes alive, including the yearly event Living Windows. Some may ask, what is a living window?
They have some kind of theme that they have created, and then they have people in the window that are recreating that theme, and you stand there and watch for a little while just to see what they're acting out.
What's one of the themes?
People come out, they like to see the creativity that the shop owners create, and so it's a fun environment.
Living Windows is also a way for people to get downtown with friends and family and hang out.
Looking for a fun activity with friends, and so we walked around downtown with some other couples and just had a really good time. It's a lot of energy, a lot of people that you don't regularly see. It's fun to just bump into somebody and say hello and Merry Christmas.
Among many of the windows is probably the most well known is the nativity scene.
The nativity scene was narrated, and there were, all the major players were there, and lit up in front of the church. It was really pretty.
Reporting from the district, Benjamin Elmore for CPS 360.
I heard it's a great time.
Sure is.
Sticking with the holiday theme, each year the Magic Tree provides a special place for locals to celebrate their holiday cheer. Tate Nickelberry covered the opening ceremonies and brings us this feature.
'Tis a season for Christmas lights, and if you think putting up the lights in your house was hard, check out the Magic Tree that has over 100,000 little bulbs of luster on it. It takes over 2 weeks of preparation to make the tree glow, but the special meaning behind it goes much farther than the pretty lights.
The Magic Tree is like a community. Each twinkling light represents a soul. Each soul collectively shines brightly in the night. And as the tree itself speaks, we each have to take our turn in being the change in the world that we want to see.
Every year when the Magic Tree has its opening ceremony, there are many attractions other than the tree for people to enjoy, including a horse ride, food carts, and even face painting.
I really enjoy the food carts, I like to eat, but the horse rides, I feel like that's new, and the Magic Tree itself, of course, the main attraction. It's like, wow.
My office is lucky enough to have face painting, which is a little crazy at times, but it's a whole lot of fun. So.
The Magic Tree even had live performers to go along with the rest of the events at their opening ceremony.
The biggest attraction in Columbia is open, so go on down and enjoy the lights. This has been Tate Nickelberry with CPS 360. Happy holidays, everybody.
The lights are really beautiful that time of year.
Yeah, I agree.
For the past few years, Stephens College has hosted a Dickens Christmas event. My co-host Audrey was able to enjoy some of it for herself. Here's the story.
Everyone knows that time of year when the holidays hit. Families come together from all over celebrating the meaning of Christmas. These times are special in many ways, and different families tend to create traditions over the years. The Victorian Christmas is one of those traditions for many.
Good evening and welcome to a Dickens Christmas party. This definitely stands out from other productions because of how interactive it is, because you get food, because the characters really they stand in front of you and they talk and they make jokes with you, and we even have Mr. and Mrs. Dickens come out at the beginning of the show to kind of warm the crowd up and really just make sure that everyone feels at home, because it's supposed to be Mr. and Mrs. Dickens like home and their party, and it's lovely.
Trent Rash, the present director of A Victorian Christmas, has been involved for a long time and plans to do it in the future.
When I started at Stephens in 2007, and in 2009 they were frantically looking for a Mr. Dickens because they had had students doing it for a little while, but we don't have very many male students here, and they were needed for the big musical that usually takes place during the show. So my colleague at the time, Cheryl Nichols, who was the director then, she asked me if I'd play Mr. Dickens, and then the rest is history. I played that role for many years, and last year I assumed the duties of director as well.
The Victorian Christmas is no easy task, and hard work comes along with the overall production. Hours are dedicated towards the show by the cast, crew, and directors, but it's still worth it nonetheless.
I started getting here at 5, so I'm here from 5 to 10 every night. And then now we're in show form, we're in showtime, so I'm here as much as I can. I'm also here from 5 to 10 as well, making sure everything is right, getting dressed myself, and doing paperwork.
Some people in the show may put forth more time, however, everyone participates just the same.
We had rehearsals starting the week before Thanksgiving break, and that was pretty much 7 to 10 every night of the week, and then we had our regular class time that's 3 hours in a week.
Rehearsals are always worthwhile and fun, where the actors and tech can joke around and bond even more.
Yeah, I think that, it's a really great kickoff to the holiday season. And what I like about it is that, the Victorian era was just the perfect time for Christmas. You see those old postcards of families and the horse and the sleigh, and all of that was kind of during that Victorian era. And I think that's just a real good pastoral setting of how traditional Christmas was. And so I think this event really brings back to the heart of what that was about, and really to the heart of what Christmas is.
The community as a whole is seen to enjoy the Victorian Christmas put on, and is ultimately the reason that the cast, crew, and directors love the interactive theater aspect so much.
My favorite part of the production is working with the guests and interacting with the guests, because I love doing that. I love interactive theater. It's so much fun because I love seeing everyone's reactions and seeing their faces light up. It's definitely great.
All in all, the Victorian Christmas has been recommended and praised by people all around, and will continue to do so again. Signing off for CPS360, I'm Audrey Roloff.
Great job, Audrey.
Yeah, it was a really interesting story to film. Our last story takes place very near to our CPS360 studios. Sam Clubb brings us a story on the Columbia Area Career Center's Teaching Professions instructor, Mrs. Greenplate.
The Teaching Professions class at the Career Center is a great introductory class to take if you want to become a teacher. The teacher, Mrs. Greenplate, is a fun and goofy person to be around. In fact, her students think she's out of this world.
Nutty. I would consider her nutty because she is very weird and she's a little out there and she likes to do her own thing and she's not afraid to be who she is.
Ooh, don't get mad, Ms. Greenplate, but I'd have to say crazy just because she's kind of out there, but like in a good way. She likes to have fun and she jokes around about really funny stuff, but she's like a teacher that like does stuff with you outside of the classroom.
Educators Rising President and Vice President Alexis Davis and Katie Ho explain why Miss Greenplate is a great teacher to know.
And anytime that she sees that you're struggling, you can always just talk to her and she will help you in any way that she can.
She's a great teacher because you can really connect with her personally and like just joke around with her and still have fun but still get stuff done.
Alexis, Katie, and Miss Greenplate all have great memories of the class.
Last summer, Miss Greenplate and I went to Boston for a teaching conference, and it was just really interesting to see her in a different element because she's a little out there and she's a lot of fun.
My favorite memory would be probably sophomore year when I took the first level intro class, and me and Ms. Greenplate and like 3 other people went to Washington, D.C. just because it was cool getting to see your teacher outside of the classroom, but we got to like bond and connect, and we have like jokes and like just like fun things now that like other people don't really understand.
My favorite memory, and it's really not so much in the classroom, but I think my favorite thing is when students, I've had them in class for a year, 2 years, even up to 3 years, and then they graduate from college and they get their first job in a classroom, and you actually see them in their own classroom and they become a teacher, seeing them actually pursue their dream and seeing them kind of grow and mature and become actual teachers. I think that's really what the most fulfilling part of this job is.
If you want to become a teacher, take the Teaching Professions class at the Columbia Area Career Center. For CPS360, I'm Sam Club.
Nice story, Sam. Well, that does it for this episode of CPS360. Be sure to subscribe to our CPS360 YouTube channel and watch all of our content past and present. I'm Audrey Roloff.
And I'm Savannah Singletary. Thanks for watching, and we will see you on our next episode. For those who are interested on what we do at the Columbia Area Career Center, the CACC Career Showcase will be on Thursday, January 12th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Columbia Career Center. Big O Tire will be sponsoring a dinner and a drawing for the iPad Air at the event. We hope to see you there.